We are back. We're live. All right. Cool topic today. There was a comment, maybe two, asking about this, and then another comment came in a community that I'm in related to agency partnerships, and I thought, that's a pattern. Let's chat about it. I'm not sure what to call this and how I'm going to title this episode. I don't know. I just said agency partnerships out loud. Just came to mind. I don't know if it's better called white labeling or subcontracting, freelancing, or what. It comes in a lot of flavors, shapes, and sizes. The short answer, too long, didn't watch. Yes, you can build a business doing just that. Certainly gives you fewer clients to target and try to market for and position for. But it is an entirely different business. And I know I have a ton of experience. Look, I spent 24 years working at agencies, even a short corporate run. I know this game. I have hired countless outsourced providers, freelancers, subcontractors, to backfill when there's been work overflow or to find specific expertise. I've done this countless times from the agency perspective. So I understand that space entirely. I also run a company that gets hired by agencies. I am an agency partner. I get white labeled. Some of their clients know about my company or me. Some do not. So it has lots of different flavors, like I mentioned. Sometimes you're a partner. Sometimes you're a sub. Sometimes you're specifically white labeled, which usually means that the end client doesn't know. Regardless of the type of engagement or what you call it, there are different communication strategies when you want to market or communicate specifically with that industry, that space. Because when we sell web design services, certainly as Squarespace designers, when we sell web design services, because it's largely seen as a DIY or do-it-yourself platform, our clients, it's B2B sales, but our clients and customers want to feel the transformation that we're offering is going to generate growth. They have a goal in mind, and engaging with us is going to help them achieve that goal. It's downstream, business to business, usually to consumer, sometimes to another business, and then to consumer. I guess it depends if they're consultants or not. But B2B agency partnerships are upstream. Think about it this way. What they want to feel is something entirely different. Yes, their brands want to experience growth, but the primary need from an agency perspective is safety. They want to feel safe. They want to feel like they've hired someone to do something specific, and you're either usually outsourced hands and you have zero strategic input, or you're an expert because they don't have experience in whatever it is that you do, so they're relying on you. In either case, they want to feel safe. What's the old saying? No one ever got fired for hiring IBM. Even if it doesn't work, well, you hired the best. That it didn't work, it must have been something else. But the things to keep in mind when you want to target agencies, if you're going to do it specifically, and that is the primary source of your business's revenue as an outsourced agency provider, then you want to change all of your content to speak to them specifically. You want to market to them specifically and go to platforms and forums where they participate. Normally that's going to be local, because agencies don't do a lot of marketing for themselves outside of that which they need to do to hire talent. So since they are dreadful marketers and almost non-participants in the space that we usually market in, then they are more difficult to find. Boots on the ground, local communities, marketing communities, and advertising communities, creative communities, developer communities, media communities. Those are going to be the places where you build that network and you find those opportunities. And when you're doing the work, keep in mind that in all of the marketing copy and creative that you put together has to reflect this, that it's their client. You may never meet or see that client ever, that person, their point of contact, the brand that their client represents may never know who you are. And that's why security is critically important. And you need a few different communication strategies. So update your marketing to make sure that they understand that you're safe and that you're reliable and that you have specific expertise. Absolutely. But keep in mind that turnover at agencies, especially in the account service, account management area, is extremely high. Junior level employees that are, account management associates grow in that space because they're super smart, super talented, highly educated people. They're just on the young side. So they get promoted very quickly and they deal with bigger accounts or more accounts. And that movement can cause challenges when it comes to where you fit in their priorities. So make sure you're always staying in touch with your primary point of contact inside of the agency, because turnover is high. They lay off people very often, or they move them around the organization very often. And your primary point of contact for the brand that they have had you assist them with may change. I guarantee it's going to change, actually. It just may change more frequently than you are comfortable with. So have a communication strategy around that. One of the biggest challenges you'll feel when you work with a bigger agency is that you will feel commoditized. Oftentimes they see themselves as being deep in expertise. They have promised the client specific expertise and they are executing on a very specific strategy, usually from a media perspective. Paid media, organic media, whatever it is, social media. And and that can lead you to feeling like you're either coloring by numbers or you have little input or there's lots of feedback and rounds of revisions. Just plan for that in how you price and how you build your operations so that you're setting expectations accurately, or at least with some amount of padding, not just with them, but also with yourself. So you're not like losing your shit when you're on your 19th round of revisions, because when you're a commodity, they're not going to ask you what you think. That doesn't say you're always a commodity. Some will value your input, but over time, your experience will tell you when to pipe up and when to not pipe up, I guess, is how I want to say that. Another communication strategy, I'm going to be honest with you, agencies rarely pay their bills on time. These projects, freelancers, outsourced providers, contractors, being a commodity means that you're low priority for a lot of different parts of the organization, and your total fee may be important to you, but it is a rounding error for them. It is typically fairly insignificant from the big picture of things. So if you don't stay on top of it, you will not get paid on time. What I have found is that positive reinforcement is better than negative. I don't think I've ever seen an agency pay a late fee ever one time, even once, it was automatically added to their invoice by the system. They still just wrote you a check or did the ACH transfer with whatever the original amount was, and it's pretty much screw you and your late fees. They don't say that. They're not mean or rude. They're super nice folks, but you have to understand that an accounting department has specific goals that it's trying to achieve, and the people that are interacting with your invoice, they have annual reviews, and they get judged on specific criteria, and they have specific goals they need to meet to get their merit bonus, or to get a raise, or to get a title up, whatever it is. And that often revolves around aging money a specific way, or managing accounts with a certain amount of flow, or reaching specific goals inside of the accounting organization or the accounting team that are obviously specific to the organization. I don't always know what they are. I have found that an early paid discount is better than late fees, because nobody pays a late fee. But if they have operational goals of things like aging money, they often also have a policy where if they're offered a discount, they kind of have to take it. So it's a good way to look at it, and it makes everybody happy because they're saving a little bit of money and you're getting some money on time. It's a win-win. So staying in touch with the accounting department and applying clear communication, making sure that the notes section in your invoice is thorough, is filled out to say, this is the account management team, this is the project information internally, if you know, like their job number or something. Anything you can do to make accounting's job easy, that is going to help, because if they don't understand what an invoice is for, they're going to reach out to someone on the account team to say, who manages this or who does that, and what client is this for, because they have to manage attribution internally. So anything you can do so that you don't get paid late because of that back and forth, big time help. Another one, I mentioned your point of contact in the account team, or whoever represents the client or represents the engagement with you. It is usually someone in the account department. It is rarely someone in the development or creative departments. Sometimes that's the case. Turnover in those teams is lower than it is with the account team, but staying in touch with anyone that you are able to come in contact with on the design or development teams goes a long way to having stability in that account for your company, because you have the opportunity to build internal advocates. Someone that says, well, I know maybe this didn't go well, or this went well in one way, or this is a new challenge with some new project. When you have an internal advocate, they can say, so-and-so that we hired for this other thing did a really good job of that, and they made things easy for us. So maybe we should talk to them. That type of thing, that type of internal advocate is going to be massive when it comes to having stability in these accounts. Because you can expect an agency account to last upwards of 36 months or so max. You can go about 3 years. It is rare that you have any more than that, because by the time 3 years comes around, the turnover within the vertical with that client on that agency has been almost 100%. Or agencies only keep clients for about an average of 36 months, and then clients move on to other agencies for bigger or different creative ideas, or the turnover happened at the client side and then the agency lost the business, no fault of their own. There are 100 reasons why this all happens. Don't expect to keep a client for more than 3 years if you're selling to agencies. Period. If that happens, that's all. You're on bonus time. Bonus, longer runway, good for you. That's amazing. Most of these engagements are going to go 18 months, tops. I mentioned having a few different communication strategies. One of them is sales. They will often forget what you do, what you specialize in, and what your core your core offering. They will forget all about it. They were like, hey, remind me again, do you do WordPress? Do you do Shopify? Do you do graphic design? Like, they're busy people. And like I said, we're small fries in a big, big pond. So of course they don't remember. That's crazy talk. So create PDF sales sheets, something they can have locally on the drive with your business name and your core offer in the file name, so that when it is seen in Basecamp or Notion or in their internal CRM system or on an open drive in Google or Microsoft Open OneDrive, whatever, that stuff is visible. it matters. So that kind of detail, and that PDF should say something like, this is what we do, and this is the type of engagement that we're looking for, and this is the value that you're going to get out of it. So that you have a document internally on their local drives that can help sell you or remind anyone there in that organization what you do and what the value is. Yes, you should also have a page on your website. You are like, PDF, what? Yes, agencies are low-tech organizations. I know they seem like they're always, we assume they're pushing the envelopes, but very few people in the account team are like crazy computer illiterate. They're not all developers. They're just human beings. So having that PDF goes a long way to having access to an understanding about you and the business and the engagement, the benefit, the outcome, the whole thing. The next thing I'll say is you can have pages on your website if you're not going to focus solely on partnering with agencies. Then you probably don't want a page that can be seen on your website, but that doesn't mean you don't have a hidden page that says agency engagements, boom, 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 boom. Largely the same as the PDF. Fortunately, you can update it, so that's really good. The problem is if the web page is the only thing you have and you haven't given them a PDF, then that just dies in the endless stream of emails inside of Outlook. And that's a bad place for a link that important to your business to die. So let's not kill links. Let's keep them together and have a page hidden and maybe put it in the footer, have a specific signature for when you're emailing that client or that type of client if you've got multiple engagements, so that in that footer, they always are like, oh yeah, there's a reminder in the email signature. There's a reminder of what you do, who you do it for, and what the value is. And I've also done it where I have a page for a specific agency. If it's a pretty important engagement and they're like, we're going to give you 10 clients this year if you have the capacity, then don't give them a generic, hey, agency partners should know this page. Give them their own page, agency name, partners, photos of you and them together having a good time and they're doing all kinds of great work, and maybe show up at the office with coffee and donuts on occasion or send them gifts. Make sure you're engaging that account, because if it's going to be a big account, then it's worth some level of investment. Having a page specific to that organization, kind of like a portal, they may not go to it often, but they will appreciate it and they will see it. And that can be an important part of maintaining that relationship as turnover happens on the account team. And you don't necessarily know the new person that is your new point of contact because your previous one got promoted or moved on to another agency, which happens a lot. So that's sort of my point of view on selling to agencies. You absolutely can do it. Make sure you have a plan for dealing with their craziness and their operations, and you can find a lot of success there. My company gets outsourced a lot. I probably have 5 or 6 current customer engagements that are either white labeled or partnerships with bigger agencies. And some of these agencies aren't all marketing and advertising agencies. Some of them want no part of having design or web development as part of their offering. They do PR or events or things like that. And they have built trust with that corporation, that client. Then if you build trust with them, they'll give you more clients. I have a few engagements that have led to multiple customers. And some of the brands, no idea who I am. Some of the brands email me directly all the time, and I'll email my agency partner and be like, so they're asking for stuff. I just wanted you to be in the know because I saw that they didn't CC you. So it happens lots of different ways. And I personally love these engagements. I think they are incredibly rewarding. But I also have been agency side for decades and know what their problems are and what their environment looks like, so I can kind of respond to that stuff accurately and meet them where they're at. So if this was interesting, or if you want more sort of agency partnership stuff, I can chat about this some more. I was just kind of giving you the opportunity and the pitfalls at a high level and a few ideas for managing your way through it. I don't know how many, what are we at, 20 minutes? Well, pretty good. All right. No one's in here. Nope, no one's in here. So I'm going to change channels and swipe graphic. I still haven't made swipe graphic. And talk about what's new with Squarespace. And I'm charged, but not in the way you think. Here's the thing. Circle members get passionate. And I think change is difficult for a lot of people. This is not unique to Squarespace designers or members of the Squarespace Circle program. If you're not aware, the Circle program is Squarespace's community of designers and developers who are basically a sales force, but we really are partners in that we bring in different clients than Squarespace's advertising can bring in. And we bring in a lot of value to the brand. And I think the Circle program is incredibly good, and not just a super acknowledgement of the value that the design and development community brings to the company and its products. We're also sort of their testing grounds for how to improve the product. So I think the value exchange is just super high. And when they make changes to the Circle program, people tend to freak out a little bit. I've been a member of the Circle program since 2016, 9 years. And I think that's the year it started. Correct me if I'm wrong. Omari, give me crap in the comments for if I got that wrong. Look, they launched a tiered program like silver, gold, platinum, where you get different levels of benefits and access to different levels of customer service, or not really features, but discounts. And I think it's awesome. I'm middle of the road, gold. I don't know how many points I have. I'll probably be platinum here soon enough, because we do make a lot of Squarespace websites. And not to talk out of school too much here. The thread inside of the Circle forum went long. I'll just say that. And people struggle, as you can imagine, with change. And my comment was, and remains, even though that was a week ago, this. Nothing changes for me. I'm still going to sell as many Squarespace accounts as I can. Not just websites, but email and a bunch of other features. I just think that I never judged myself or the production of my business or the success of my business based on how many Squarespace accounts I sold. I just want more customers, and Squarespace is what I sell. I put businesses on there because of several reasons that are very valuable to those businesses. I'm still going to do that as many times as I can, because at the end of the day, that's really just what is valuable to my company. So I don't know. I'm not upset about it. At first I was upset that so many people were upset, because I know the people in the Squarespace Circle team work really hard to manage that community. It's an enormous community. I can only imagine how much work that is. And even if you tell yourself you're not going to invest emotionally in the feedback that you're getting here, because people just will freak out for no reason when they think news is going to be bad news or is bad news, it can't feel good to get hammered in comments and threads. And I'm really sympathetic to that, and I really value their contribution to the community, and I like that the community exists, so it won't be me rocking the boat. I think that I'm grateful for the opportunity to have that kind of connection to other people that do what I do, and that it's coming from the brand only means it can be more valuable than otherwise. So no complaints out of me. And finally, this one's going to run a few minutes longer than the last few. That's pretty cool. Struggle bus. Graphic I don't have, struggle bus. Look. I'm going to level with you. Can I put my elbow on the... I'm going to level with you. Sales of my course, how to have better design review meetings, basically. Sales of the course have been slow. Shame on me. I've been slow to respond to feedback, and I've made a bunch of updates to the videos and to the course materials. I have finally launched the community that you can join at the end. It's only $47 a month, and I'll be on a monthly call with you, and you can pick my brain about how to have better calls with your clients when it comes to reviewing design. Initial reviews, final reviews, deliveries, ongoing stuff, whatever it is. I'm open to it. I just want to get people in there so that I can help and provide more value. I thought about the community being free. And maybe it should be. I put a price tag on it. Don't worry, there's nobody in it. It's just a free Slack. I use Slack all day, every day. I almost went with Discord because I am in a few Discord groups, but I don't always understand what's going on in there. Same with Circle. I'm in a few Circle communities, and they are, for the most part, extremely quiet. So Slack it is. I'm in some good Slack communities that are very vibrant and active. So since I'm in Slack all day, every day, and I must be in 20, I'm looking at my Slack. I'm in like 20 groups. Anyway, some marketing, some more content are coming out for the course. I'm looking forward to that. I feel like I've struggled to do a good job of continuously communicating the course and its values. So the marketing sort of content planning sheet that I shared a couple episodes ago, I'm going through that exercise at the product level now. Let's do it. So let's just design an entire year of content for that product and let it ride, set it and forget it. So huge undertaking, huge. I think it's worth it though. Maybe the community will be free. I don't know. It seems like I can't add much value if the community is free, if people are buying the course and the course isn't more expensive because my costs are going to increase. Like, you can't build a paid community on Slack though, not without having serious pricing, because Slack is ridiculously expensive. Maybe I haven't solved that problem yet. Thanks for letting me work through that with you. Appreciate it. Anyway, I'm done here. Struggle bus is, sales have been slow, content's coming. We're going to see if we can affect that in a positive way. It's built, so once the content is created, it's somewhat passive anyway. So keeping an eye on it. That's all I'm saying. So thank you. Happy Wednesday. I will see you on Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time here. Look, leave a comment, like, subscribe if you want to be notified about future live episodes. And I absolutely love that you watched this for a half an hour, or at least loaded a half an hour long video and clicked to the end. I don't know how that went down, but I super value comments. I have made a video for almost every comment that has been made. So I'm your sock puppet, man. You just go ahead and leave a comment and say, what about this? What about that? I might come on here and tell you what about that. That might happen. I want to share. I want to give it to you. If I know anything about it, I will tell you what I know. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Get off of YouTube. Go make something. I probably shouldn't say that.